Hello, Earthlings. It's time to reset your cultural dial. Coming your way next on your favorite device, from the Hoosier State to all the ships at sea, it's the Crawfordsville Peachcast. And now, here's your second or third favorite Dave from Indiana, Dave Peach. Warning, other people named Dave may also appear.
Thanks, CD Crawfordsville Peachcast. I'm Dave Peach.
I'm Dave Meyer, Dave Peach.
Today, we're going to talk about True Grit. I can't say true. True. I have to really work my mouth to say True Grit.
True Grit. A lot of aggressive consonants, Dave.
2010. We're doing the 2010 version. A lot of people would think maybe you're doing the 1969 version, but we're not. We're doing the 2010.
Not. We're familiar. Respectful.
This is the second of three movies in kind of a cluster that we'll do. Well, not kind of a cluster, it is a cluster, that are from this century.
I'm kind of excited, Dave. I was excited to watch this movie, and now I'm excited to talk about it.
And just in case you did not know, and remind me, Dave, the next movie up will be the 2009 The Boat That Rocked. So we did Another Simple Favor. Now we're doing True Grit. This movie, executive producer Steven Spielberg. I've heard of him.
How about that?
Yeah, I've heard
How
of him.
about that?
Coen Brothers, the novel by Charles Portis, a 1968 novel. The original was made in 1969. I believe John Wayne won an Oscar for his performance of Rooster Cogburn. Am I correct in that one?
Now, here's where I may be wrong on this. Okay. I think he won an Oscar, but it was for Rooster Cogburn, the movie that is the sequel he made with Katharine Hepburn.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
We got to look that up. Can you look it up?
We'll look that up. But Glenn Campbell was in the original movie, Dave, and I believe Kim Darby played the role of Maddie Ross.
John Wayne
Oscar
should do it.
And the what do we got, Dave? What does it say?
Why doesn't it just say it?
It should say
John Wayne won Best Oscar for True. You're gonna have to say that for me.
You are correct.
Grit.
So this is John Wayne's Oscar-winning performance.
Okay, let's see. I remember seeing both in the theater.
Wow.
And I remember a packed house in Crawfordsville in 2010 for True Grit. We saw it during the holidays. I believe it was a holiday release, if memory serves me correct.
I remember that as well.
So we were there with a lot of people, saw a lot of folks. Jeff Bridges is Rooster Cogburn. Matt Damon is Texas Ranger LaBeef, who you don't want to say LaBeef. It's LaBeouf. LaBeef. I'm glad it's LaBeef because that's easy to remember.
LaBeef. Yeah.
Josh Brolin is Tom Chaney. Barry Pepper, a guy named Barry Pepper, played Lucky Ned Pepper.
How about that? Barry played Ned, and he was a great character. Not a big role in the. I mean, his role. I guess his character is mentioned a lot in the movie, but we only see him in the end.
Kind of like a goober with Jim Nabors in the old Andy Griffith show, because how many episodes were Goober and Gomer in? One.
Right.
Together. They were in one episode together. One episode. Look it up. But you think Goober is like there. Of course, by the time you've heard him say Goober, you know who Goober is. Because we didn't watch the original episodes. We can't remember. You know what I mean.
We did not. Now, Dave,
but the movie, let me say this real quick.
Okay.
But this movie, unlike True Grit 1969, is all about Maddie Ross, played by Hailee Steinfeld, in her movie debut.
Yes. She was, I think, 13 or 14 years old when she made this movie. And they had to, part of her age affected, like if they were doing night shoots, she couldn't shoot after a certain point. So they did certain stuff with like a double from the back if they had to do more shooting. And because she was a kid, she couldn't go.
You were going to say something before I highlighted Hailee Steinfeld.
No, I was saying I was trying to think who played Lucky Ned Pepper in the original, and I think it was Robert Duvall.
I've got Robert Duvall in 1969 playing Lucky Ned Pepper.
Okay.
Central Indiana Rubber Products provides the power for you. Central Indiana Rubber Products, or CIR, keeps farm equipment and local manufacturing processes running with gaskets, belts, seals, and O-rings, among a variety of other products and services. Employee-owned and always customer-focused. Central Indiana Rubber Products, 989 West, 83 North, Crawfordsville, and at indianarubber.com. Central Indiana Rubber Products, or CIR, power for you.
So this 2010, Josh Allen and Hailee Steinfeld are married. They married in 2025 in real life. They're both 29. They're expecting their first child here in 2026. And recently, Hailee Steinfeld at the Golden Globes showed off a baby bump. Baby bump.
Yes, Dave. Josh Hamilton's going to be a daddy.
Josh Allen. Josh,
I did it again, Dave. Josh Allen. Yes, and his season at this point of the recording is still going on.
And on the day of the Golden Globes, he won a football game.
So, yeah, it was a good day for the fam.
Now, I'll just, since we're there with Josh and Hailee, their May 2025 wedding, Hailee on the Kelly Clarkson show said, and she said, I can't just, I'll believe her. She says she does 3,000 crunches every day.
Wow, Dave. She is, I don't think I've ever done 3,000 anythings in a day.
It would take you about an hour to do 3,000 crunches. I did some here in the studio. I'm not kidding. I did. I did. I think you could do like 45, maybe 50. So it'd take you about an hour.
Wow. And she does thousands. Okay. Well, I hope
so that's an hour out of her day doing crunches.
Yeah. She must love crunches, Dave. But I doubt, I'm just saying, or I think, you and I have had children. So
yes.
Post baby, she may not be as crunchy.
She's still, I never thought of that. Yeah, you're right. But they're both 29, so I'm sure.
Yeah.
Kids. There's things that they give those Hollywood people, that routines and things like that. They don't tell us. They don't tell the regular rank and file people. We don't get that kind of.
We're not on that list. Yeah.
So we're talking about True Grit 2010. And
2010.
I'll let you kind of weigh in here. But this movie is all about Maddie. It's all about her quest to avenge her father's death. And she is the central figure in this movie. So take us to True Grit 2010.
Well, I'll say this, Dave. I love this line on the Amazon Prime listing of this. It says, a powerful story of vengeance and valor set in an unforgiving and unpredictable frontier where justice is simple and mercy is rare.
I got to say, she's a great negotiator. Talks about her lawyer all the time, and it was. Now that I'm thinking about the line that you just said, or that description of the movie, and there is a majestic quality to this movie.
It is, and it is one. I think I've not read the book, but apparently the Charles Portis book was all told through the viewpoint of Maddie, and whereas the original movie was, she was a central character, but probably I would say Rooster Cogburn was, the definite, I guess, our protagonist in the story. So, I mean, the fact that they cast a kid, to carry this movie, I think, and I'll look back, I think they looked at, 15,000 applicants. They had 15,000 auditions of teenage girls before they cast her. So that's a lot. And I want to think, too, like the fact that Spielberg's an executive producer on this. Before this, most of the Coen brothers stuff is a little quirky, right? Or not as commercially flavored. This was, intellectual property. This is a movie everybody has, or the people familiar with the movie have a an idea, right, of how this movie's going to be made. So I'd say the big difference between the two is there is the stark quality. I think they tell it from her point of view. And I think, being made in 2010 versus being made in 1969, it shows some of the really, I'd say the unforgiving frontier part of it is much more evident, maybe. But it is also, I think, the quirkiness in the Coens is what making some of the scenes funny with her, because she is more than a precocious teenager, right? I mean, she is a formidable kid when it comes to dealing.
Maddie will need some help.
Oh,
and she auditions, or I guess she gets she asks for a referral, Angie's List for U.S.
Yes.
Marshals, right? Back in the day, in the Old West, you didn't have the internet, you couldn't Google it. So she asks someone, and she lands on Rooster.
She lands on Rooster. She hears that basically he is maybe the most ornery of her choices, and she chooses, and she tracks him down. And basically, the first time he kind of blows her off, and then the second time, Dave, she follows him to an outhouse and bangs on the door. And at one point, Dave, my favorite part is when Rooster says, "There's no clock on my business." He did not want to be approached in this manner, but he did hear at least that she was going to possibly pay or had the money. So he was interested, I guess, after that.
And they find along the way, LaBeef ends up in her room.
Yeah, LaBeef comes
played by Matt Damon. Jeff Bridges is Rooster.
Right, and he has like mutton chops with it's kind of beefy Matt Damon. Mutton chops with a mustache and kind of a funky hat. He's a Texas Ranger. He's playing the Glenn Campbell character. He's also after Tom Chaney, basically, and so that's how he ends up. So basically, they're both going after the same person, and so they end up inevitably together, although they don't really want to be, at least to begin with.
They do hit the road.
Now,
hit the trail. Hit the trail.
Hit the trail. Now, Dave, this movie has some like stark stuff along the way. Along the way they hit the trail, Dave. My favorite character, I don't know if he had a name, Dave, but is the guy with the bear head.
Was he a doctor?
He said he was a doctor for humans that would stand still. But other than that, he just practiced on animals, I think he said.
Was he the guy that had the dead body?
I'm sorry. He's listed as Bear Man or, quote, Dr. Forster.
Did Dr. Forster, he was a dentist, right?
Yes. Yeah, and he had taken the teeth out of the person that they discovered who had been hung and bought the body.
Yeah, apparently bodies had uses, and
apparently,
find a market for those dead bodies.
Right, Dave. People were hardy in the aftermarket, scavenging, I guess, part of the.
This is not as easy to talk about as NFL football among friends, right? How about those Texans? Yeah, you got to watch for them. Yeah.
Oh, Dave.
A lot of fancy talking in this movie. Talk about that a little bit. The talking, right, it's almost like you almost like reverse things.
There is a way that they talked about people and the names that they gave, and that was, I don't know. It had a certain kind of cadence to it.
Kind of like Best Actor 1970, John Wayne, Oscar win.
How about that? Now, and
John, you've got to reverse it in an Englishy kind of way.
Yes, I don't know exactly the right way to describe it, but it usually it took a little. You use more words, is what it feels like.
I shall think things like that, or is that how it says? It's kind of like
yes.
I shall think if I see him, maybe would be good to again see him.
Right. It's a certain there's almost like a rhythm to it in the way it's spoken. It's like the guy that from the trading place that she deals with on the horses and all that.
Well, that gets that's get a little confusing, a little yo-yo. Whoa, I'm so dizzy, my head is spinning.
I love it, Dave. At one point where he says, "Wait a minute, we're not trading again."
No, I'm done.
He does not want to. Dave, I gotta say, there's at one point Rooster. They're on the trail, and they come upon a place, and there are kids sitting on the I'd say the stoop or the front porch of the place.
Yes.
Rooster is not gentle with those children, Dave. Basically throws one and kicks the other.
It was a different time.
It was a different time. I mean, yes. And that and Matt Damon's character at one point spanks Matty Ross. It's kind of a good scene, though, when you see Rooster does not take kindly to him basically taking an extra liberty in the spanking and pulls his gun and threatens to kill him.
He does that a lot.
It's one of his best things, Dave. I love, though, the fact that when they were talking about the people that eventually ended up deceased, and Matty said, well, you said you were going to bury him. And he said if they wanted a decent burial, they needed to get killed in the summer.
He had another line about beef tongue.
Yeah, I did. I didn't fully understand.
I'd kill for some beef tongue right now.
Oh man, Dave, it's I had to look away a few times.
Around the fire, I did notice they have very bad cell service.
Yeah, they had no cell service around the fire, Dave.
They did not have 5 million podcasts as which to choose from. That they may
It was quiet.
That they may ear lend to a. I'm trying to get that down. I'm trying to talk like I'm trying to like that
Dave.
talk about with they do movie they talk if they shall
if and whence that was
endeavor
the case to
that talk with they do movie in. It's still not there, but I'll get it eventually. I'll get it eventually.
It's a pretty movie, and it's a pretty Western, I would say, as far as
love the music,
visuals.
but not many. You think about it now as you're out in the prairie with a fire. 5 million podcasts to choose from. That's before you even get that. I mean, that's on top of all the YouTube and the Hulu and the Tubi and the Disney Plus,
all those
Prime, Pluto, all that. It's all there. And all these YouTube, Instagram, Twitter threads that you can watch. I mean, they literally just looked up at the sky.
Yeah. And Rooster needed more quiet than he was gooding, basically.
He did fill the he kind of did a show as he was moving on to the trail.
Oh yeah. Rooster had a lot of discussion, talked about being married at one time, and but his basically I think he said, Dave, the part that I liked, he talked about he was married and he had a son, and when did I write this down? Maybe I missed where this was, Dave. Oh, apparently his son was clumsy, broke a lot of cups. It's what he said. He said the kid didn't like him much anyway. He said he was clumsy, broke over 30 cups.
He should come here to the radio station. I mean, once you get a cup, the only way to get rid of it is to break it.
Uh-oh.
The coffee cups, there's not a lot of wear and tear.
Their lifetime.
On those. Let's see. There was one line here, and this is later in the movie, and this kind of speaks to the way they were talking. If he is yet alive.
If he is yet alive. That's a good one. Well, and a lot of people did die in the course of this movie, Dave.
Yeah, a couple of them right there in the little clubhouse.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, when they after that one situation where Rooster had to shoot the one fella, and they show Rooster, he's got blood streaks in his beard. That's what I remembered.
Jeff Bridges doing a good job there. They had really good horses. I'll say
horses.
The horses were really good.
Yeah, and Jeff Bridges was like I'd say dusty the whole time.
And as I noted here, they really had a lack of convenience stores and restaurants on the trail. It was rather spartan.
There weren't a lot of options. And in fact, I was a little nervous when Rooster was, when he got drunk and was trying to shoot the food. I was saying, don't do that.
Shooting the cornbread.
Right. Don't shoot the cornbread. You're going to need the cornbread.
Okay. Take us to the finish of this movie. What you want to kind of bring
the fun
about.
part of the movie. It's an adventure. She calls it an adventure, right? They end up coming together. You know, crazy things happen. Basically, at different times, you think, okay, you know, well, the big one happens is at one point when Maddie's going to get water, Tom Chaney, they have a confrontation, and she shoots Chaney, doesn't kill him, but she wings him, and then her gun misfires. He captures her. Rooster tries to save her. He can't. Basically, they tell Rooster, you got to ride away or we're going to kill the girl. So Rooster, unbeknownst to her, loops back in with LaBeef, and they have a plan. And the plan basically is that he's going to go back to her, LaBeef, and he does, and he basically saves her from Tom Chaney, hits him over the head. Doesn't kill him. Again, we needed to kill Josh Brolin earlier in this movie, Dave, but we don't. So he's still alive. And what we see down below, Dave, is the great John Wayne scene that I remember as a kid watching this movie, which is John Wayne he basically he's probably 200 yards away from these four outlaws. He only wants one of them, really. He doesn't, care about the other three. He wants Lucky Ned Pepper. So he basically, he says, got no beef with you. And Pepper says, tough talk for a one-eyed fat man. And at that point, he puts the reins in his teeth and he, 6 guns in both hands, and he's riding and the music's swelling and they go past each other and he ends up killing 3 of them and he gets shot off. And his horse goes down. So I think his horse got killed, I guess. So his horse is on top of him and he is on the ground and he can't basically get the horse off of him and he can't get to his gun. And so Ned Pepper, who's been shot and dying, rides up and is getting ready, basically tells Rooster Cogburn, neither of us are going to make it out of here to see Judge Parker. And right, Dave, when he gets ready to kill Rooster Cogburn, from up on the bluff, 400 yards away, LaBeef has a shot.
You said it there. It's LaBeef.
LaBeef.
Yeah, LaBeef.
He takes the shot, and he kills Ned Pepper right as he's getting ready to shoot Rooster Cogburn. So then, wow, you think it's over.
Not quite.
No.
I don't think so.
So what happens? Darn Tom Chaney wakes up, Dave. And he basically...
You got to take him out.
Right, you got to take him out.
Oh, yeah, he's fine over there. I mean, there's ways of making sure.
He hits LaBeef in the head, knocks him out. And at this point, finally, she has a gun. Maddie has a gun. There's Tom Chaney. She shoots him. He falls over the side. At this point, we think he's dead. We don't. Yes, we're going to assume.
Kind of like the lady in another Simple Favor, right?
Right. We don't know, but yes.
Aunt Jenna, or was it?
Mostly dead.
Jana. Her name was
But
Jana. Yeah.
Dave, the recoil on the gun knocks Maddie back. And what happens? She falls in the pit of snakes, which again, I remember as a child watching from the original. Nobody wants to be in a pit of snakes. I think she broke her leg, so she can't move.
That would have been Aunt Linda falling off the cliff in Another Simple Favor, played by Allison Janney. Back to you, Dave.
Allison Janney, good call on Aunt.
Well, I've got notes here.
So basically, the way it ends is Rooster comes back, and with LaBeef's help, who wakes up, they throw a rope down. They get to Maddie. Maddie gets bit, Dave. Maddie gets bit by the rattlesnake. Now, Rooster tries to suck the venom out.
There's all sorts of things going on here.
Right. And he then jumps on. They have the one horse, Blackie, which is her horse, the smaller horse. He basically has her on Blackie and needs to ride to a doctor. And he rides so hard and so long that Blackie can't take it anymore. And Blackie goes down. And he carries her on foot. And we think it's over. And he basically says, I'm sorry. And then shoots a gun in the air, and the light goes on in the house across the way, which we assume is the doctor that he's trying to get to. And basically, at that point, the main part of the story ends.
Yeah, we do have a later version of, or we have 25 years. Why can't I say things anymore? Okay, after all that,
yes,
we fast forward to 25 years after this.
25 years after.
Yes,
So it's
25 years after.
It's like 1902, I think.
And they talk about she goes to like a Wild West show that
basically
we
have this.
I mean, we could talk about everything that happened in the movie. I guess she loses an arm and all of that. But I do like that one line where she talks to the people that worked with Rooster at the Old West show, Wild West show, and they said, we had some lively times. And then she said, we had some lively times too.
Yeah. No, it's a good acknowledgement. And you, in this woman, you see the teenager that you met, right?
Very good movie. Loved the movie. Yeah. Loved going to see the movie. Now, the reason why we did this one was you sent me an article that talked about remakes that are better than the original.
Right.
Did Glenn Campbell die in the original?
That was my thought.
Yeah, I thought he died.
There's a line that John Wayne had in the original was that Texan basically saved my life twice, the last time after he'd already been dead or something like that. So was this better than the original? In my mind, yes. I mean, first of all, movie making has changed in terms of, so it had the opportunity, I think, to be better to begin with. Not that, I mean, John Wayne is a great Rooster Cogburn, but Jeff Bridges is incredible. And I think this movie had some funny moments that even though the original had some of that, this one had a little more. It also probably had a little more of that stark reality of what the West, the unforgiving, unpredictable West frontier was. I just think it's a fun movie.
It is. Budget was 35 to 38 million. It made $252 million back in 2010. So it was very much a very big hit. And I agree with you, Jeff Bridges. I don't want to. I like them both. Okay.
Yeah.
I like
absolutely.
them both. They both had. They both had that quality of a movie that everybody could go to.
Yeah, for sure. And Kim Darby was a really good Maddie Ross in the original.
And what I love about it, and I know there was a sequel, Rooster Cogburn and the Lady, which I really didn't. I didn't really accept it. I mean, I know it was there, but to me, I love the movies that are one-off.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
There's not 8 of them. There's not a series. It's one movie. It's one story. the people are in it, and it's done, complete.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about this one. Now, because I am pretty, I pretty much know a lot of things, Dave, I will say, and I love to be right.
I love that, Dave.
At the end of the movie, a lady sings Leaning on the Everlasting Arms.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm thinking, I know exactly where this lady lives.
Okay.
So I look up her name. I'm watching the whole credit. Her name is Iris DeMint.
Yes.
DeMint.
Yes.
And I go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this lady is all about NPR. She is all about NPR. She's probably on those shows. Anyway, so I look her up right off the bat, interviewed on NPR's Fresh Air.
There you go.
I mean,
right there.
She had that quality. Iris DeMint, 65 years old, born in Arkansas. Her daughter is also a singer. So we salute Iris DeMint, and the music by Carter Burwell. He's 71. Frequent collaborator. Yeah.
Yep.
Epitome. Sorry. He collaborates with the Coen brothers frequently.
Yeah, no, great soundtrack to this. And yeah, Iris DeMint has an interesting quality. She did a duet with John Prine called In Spite of Ourselves.
With that John Prine, John Lee, or that John Lee Hooker kind of.
Yeah. Well, John Prine,
James McMurtry and all that. I know.
It talks about, ketchup on your eggs. And
yes.
she has a good old timey voice, Dave.
Kind of like when that, it's kind of like when the Australian consultant came into Columbus in the late 90s. He looked at me, and then he told the people there, Dave wears worry like a black hat.
Oh, you're like, I don't know you well enough for you to know me.
Man, I think he might have said like a big black hat. I'm like, yeah, he knew. So anyway,
thank you, Australian.
Does that make
consultant.
any sense with Iris DeMint? I don't even know.
I love Iris. It's a great name.
I love that. Too. On occasions when I do listen, and we're going a rabbit hole. On occasion when I do listen to NPR on a weekend and they have those performers and things like that, I think if there was more time in the day, I might listen to some. I might listen to more. Might listen to a little bit more.
I'll send you a favorite Iris DeMint song.
So that one really hit. I love the.
Yeah.
I'm always, you and me being radio guys, we're always going to kind of look at those soundtracks and see.
Yeah.
But it fit the movie perfectly. We love True Grit, number 77.
Perfect for the end too.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
It felt like at the end of a service, this was the way to take it out.
And in case you do not know, Josh Allen is the quarterback of the Buffalo Bills.
Of the Buffalo Bills. And I was going to say he was a teenager when his wife made this.
Well, they're both the same age. They're both
right.
So that when he went to the theater, he was 14 or 13 and she was 14 or 13. And
see that? Okay, Dave.
By golly,
we could probably find
other,
this out, but I want to look up. Did he go see this movie in the theater? And did he think, maybe someday I might meet her?
Kind of interesting. He did go to Wyoming as far as wide open spaces, Wyoming. Yeah. I know this was like New Mexico, Texas kind of thing, but
big sky.
They probably could have filmed it in Wyoming.
They could have.
Don't know where he's from though.
I don't either. Yeah, he's a tall person.
We'll look that up later. But again, Dave, True Grit, we give it a hearty thumbs up. Maybe not Untoasted per se, but we like it.
It's worth it, and it's worth both of them. Look at both of them and do that, because it's an interesting idea to say, because most of the time we feel like the original is it, and then it gets done, and sometimes people like it for a different reason, or they make it a little different. This was pretty true to the story that we know, just told a little differently, and with kind of the Coen brothers touch.
Next up, The Boat That Rocked, 2009, our third movie in a row from this century. We'll get back to the 80s, folks.
Don't worry.
Believe me, we will. But it will be The Boat That Rocked. And we are on CrawfordsvillePeachcast.podbean.com. Like, share, and subscribe. We're on iHeart, Spotify, Apple, Podbean, and YouTube. Until next time, America, I'm Dave Peach.
I'm Dave Meyer.
Thanks for listening to the Crawfordsville Peachcast.
Thank you for listening to the Crawfordsville Peachcast. If you enjoyed it, follow the podcast and ring the bell so that way you'll always be up to date with the newest episodes. We'll see you next time.